Hello and welcome to Sports by Compian. My name, of course, is Stephen Compian, and I am joined here by the man who knows football very vaguely and who will give us some good information, some bad information. Corey Compian's here in the house. How are you, sir?
Doing fantastic. And the important thing is that the information is coming. It doesn't
Yeah.
always have to be correct or
Right.
relevant. The important
No,
thing is the information is coming, man, and
steady
that's all you
stream.
can really ask for.
Yeah, stream of information coming to you. Is it all
Right.
good? No. I mean, what
Some
how
of
is
it's
this?
just going to be dead wrong, but
Right.
that's a you problem
That's a
for
you
believing me.
problem. You gotta know what to accept. It's like, you know, yeah, I'm glad you get it, Corey. That's a good point. Anyway, we're gonna hop into some scores, guys. We got a whole bunch of NFL information to get to. But first, before we do that, CARFU is doing stuff, Corey. There's rugby going on, and the Ravens are in a good spot. We took down the Peoria Pigs. They came into town with 16 guys, and they freaking fought their little asses off. It was absolutely ridiculous. They're 12, they're 13. Brian, Josh, shout out you guys. It's fucking really, really hard to tackle you motherfuckers. They're super fast, Corey. They scored lots of tries, but we scored more. And we won. Shout out to rookie Mason Green with his first start. Caught an absolute beautiful pick six to take it back to the house. And when Peoria was pressuring Corey, they were about to go up by 2 tries. It was really bad. It was really hot and really bad. And our boy Mason just hopped in front and took a pick six back the other way. It was great. And they're pretty
That's
much running the whole
better
time.
than the alternative. Instead of being down by 2 points, you want to tie it up.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I thought. And then it was really cool. And he scored, and we just kind of turned the tide from there. It was really nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so shout out Mason Green, hell of a job, kid. And yeah, that's pretty much the CARFU is good stuff. The Ravens are 2-2. We got the Rat coming into town. Fuck the Rat. And yeah, we're gonna do our best.
Did you say riot or rat?
Riot, they're
Oh,
the Chicago Riot, so they're gonna try to come to our field and have a riot, and that's just not allowed, Corey. Not on Sean the Body field.
can't have it, man. Not
No,
allowed.
no riots. Our football action last week, Corey, kicked off with the Jets. Just dog walking the old Pats. This was the first time the Pats looked like the Pats that we kind of expected maybe coming into the season. The Jets just absolutely dominated possession of the ball. They did the right things when they had it. Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers for the first time in a while. Bryce Hall. Did you see that? Did you see that catch by Bryce Hall? Jesus, dude. It's out of control.
So I will say I watched this game kinda, as in I was at a bar where the game was playing and I was kind of paying attention, but it was also a game I gave zero fucks about, and it seemed like it was over pretty quick.
Yeah, that's a great
So it was
description and exactly how I watched it as well.
so I was kind of like, cool, that's happening. Anyways, and then I left before the end.
That's exactly how I watched this game as well, Corey.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
We're on the exact same page. I was vaguely watching it. Aaron Rodgers was absolutely smoking them. I was like, all right, terrific, Aaron. Good thing you're starting for me in fantasy. And I moved on with my day.
Good job out there doing stuff. Speaking of fantasy, after getting lit up by what's his name? Derek Carr. I was like, you know what? Derek Carr is out here. He's a free agent. I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to start him. Like, he's averaged like 20 to 22 points the first 2 weeks. He's obviously going to do it again.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then he didn't do bad. I mean, I still won by like a lot, but he
Not
did
thanks to
like 10
Derek.
points. Not thanks to him.
No, that's not thanks to him. Well, we'll get to the Saints here in a minute. But yeah, the Jets kicked some ass. They're 2-1. They're looking pretty decent, Core.
Giants remembered how football works,
The
which is
Giants
alarming.
got to win. I mean, let's not get crazy. It was the Browns who look like dude. Deshaun Watson looks like trash. I don't know what's going on with that dude. He's absolutely terrible. And I
But I
bet
guess that defense just isn't good this year. Was the number
I
one
mean, I wouldn't
defense
say
in
they were
football
bad.
last year. And
They gave up like 21 points. I don't think it's their fault. I mean, yeah, Malik Neighbors went off on them. Big day for the rookie. Once again, hit over the century mark receiving. He's doing some fine work over there for the Giants right now, dude. Like Malik Neighbors, he's like your neighbor, but also no, he didn't go over the century mark. My bad, but he did get 2 touchdowns. Some phenomenal catches as well. Um, he's pretty good, dude. What's up with the Giants finding really good receivers all the time? You know.
that's what I was thinking. Definitely outperforming the dude from the Cardinals.
And Amari Cooper finally woke up after I benched him, of course, in my fantasy league. But he woke up this game, had himself did Amari Cooper stuff. It's kind of crazy that Amari Cooper's still out there doing Amari Cooper stuff, but
Dude,
he
I
is.
miss Amari Cooper every time I see him. Every time I see him, he's doing shit, and I'm just like, I wish he was still a Cowboy. You know, he really
He
was
did.
such a great leader there.
Dude, Deshaun Watson lost 2 fumbles. Like, get it together, bro. You are playing some terrible football right now.
I don't think that dude really knows what's going on. He's a
No,
little vague on the details.
he's very vague. But Daniel Jones finds himself a win, and they freaking needed it. He needed it, Corey. He needed a win, and he got it. Oh man, this was a pathetic game. I didn't pay much attention to it, but it was an absolute defensive slugfest, if you will. As you can see from the first half, was basically 7-0 Indy, and both teams were struggling to score the ball. But Caleb Williams is off to had over 300 yards passing, but he did have a couple interceptions.
He got his
No
first career
run game
touchdown.
once again to speak of.
He got his first career touchdown, and him and Odunze were battling over who was going to get the ball because it was both of their first touchdown.
Yeah. I saw that. I think they had to burn a timeout. So
not great. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, not super great. But anyway, they get no help from the run game once again. So it's all on Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, who actually had a pretty good day as well. Kokomet had a decent day. 10 receptions, 97 yards. I had a boy Co. So, I mean, they're showing some signs. They didn't look great, but they at least Caleb Williams is doing some things.
Yeah.
That time to miss a field goal.
It's 2 bad teams trying to find their footing.
I think they got turned away at the on the goal line a couple times. Pretty unfortunate for them, Corey.
It's not what you want for the most part. For the most part, you want to score touchdowns.
This is completely the wrong thing, but that will be a hell of a game. Vikings, Packers. But we're not there yet. We're not
there yet, man. That's the future. We're still talking about the past, bro.
Still talking about the past. Speaking of the Vikings, what the heck is going on over there? Apparently, they're a really good team. Apparently, Sam Darnold's the quarterback. Did you know this, Corey? Did you get the email?
I think it's really cool to see what happens with quarterbacks whenever they get a second shot outside of Carolina, because Carolina is a black hole.
Yeah,
apparently.
Unless you're Andy Dalton, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, it is interesting.
Both him and Baker Mayfield were on that roster, looked like trash, thought it was the end of both of their careers, and now look at both of them fucking doing stuff.
Good for them.
Yeah, and also
he's not doing too much. He didn't throw for over 200 yards in this game, but 4 touchdowns is the most I think thrown by a quarterback this season so far.
Dude, and also that Vikings offense is it's such a fucking powerhouse that you kind of just gotta
defense. I mean, yeah.
Well, no, I mean they got. I mean, just their receivers, their running back, their offense is loaded with star power.
No, you're not wrong. And Aaron Jones had himself a day, got over 100 yards rushing. Justin Jefferson does his thing. They're going to be getting back T.J. Hawkinson later in the year. So this is starting to look like a very good Vikings team. And their defense is...
That one dude, Addison, I think.
Flores completely shut down C.J. Stroud. That's no joke. C.J. Stroud, one of his worst games we've seen out of him maybe ever.
Yeah.
They even put Davis Mills in there. Like, fuck it, Davis. Get in there. Bad. We don't want to hurt our CJ.
Yeah, I guess they just gave up on it. They're like, it doesn't matter.
Dude.
We'll take the
at
L.
some point you're down by a lot to a little, and you're like, all right, well, let's not get CJ hurt.
Right.
Time to move on. This was a wild one. The old Saints and Eagles. Tons of defense in this game for sure. Late touchdown by Shaquan Barkley. He's balling out over there, man. He is studying out. Just doing all kinds of cool stuff.
It's kind of the same thing as CMC. Like, he was really good. He got hurt, and then they kept playing him while he was hurt. And everyone's like, he's washed. And then, he had a little time to get better. And he's like, no, remember when I was, really good at this? And I was like, oh, yeah, we remember. That's scary.
We weren't doubting it.
The same thing that happened with CMC. He was really good. He got hurt. Everyone was doubting him. Got better. And then it was like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, remember this guy was really good? Fuck, that's scary.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, Devontae Adams took a licking in this game. I hope he's okay. Maybe not for this coming week, but he was in concussion protocol, I believe, after that hit. Pretty rough. Dallas Goedert with 10 receptions, 170 yards. Hell of a day for the boy. I'm like, yeah, Barkley was the story of this game, man. Was it just they couldn't stop him on the ground?
Devonte Adams, you said? Who? Wait, who got hurt?
Devontae Smith.
Oh, Devonte Smith. Yeah, I gotcha.
He got rocked by some guys. It was kind of
I
unpleasant
think
for
I
him
saw
for
that
sure.
they like stood him up, and then somebody came and cleaned it up, right?
Yep. It was like forward progress potentially, but either way, nasty hit. I hope he's all right. Derek Carr was a slow day, one interception. Alvin Kamara kind of was trying to get it going, couldn't quite, but with his receptions, he still was over the century mark again. He's having himself another decent season. But fuck the Saints. Glad they lost. I don't even really like the Eagles much, but we'll definitely take it over the Saints, right? Fucking anything over the Saints. Terrible, terrible organization. Anyway, the Chargers were handled by this Steelers defense, dude. Justin Fields once again does enough to win. Although he did look pretty good in this one, 245 yards, one touchdown, one interception.
Dude, they had like this crossing route to the middle that the Steelers just had no answer for the whole first half. Like this was I think the Steelers were even down in the first half, weren't they? And then they kind of figured it out in the second.
A whole lot of punting, but I mean, pretty close.
This is really just the epitome of the Steelers, though. They're like, oh, whoa, hey, you're having way too much fun. Yeah, see, at the half it was 7-10, and then they just kind of figured out their lives in the fourth quarter there. But they're really just like, stop having so much fun. We're just gonna play this really grindy defensive punt a lot kind of football, and don't you be trying to have any fucking fun in our stadium, all right? And then Chargers like, all right, I guess we'll just live your grindy life.
Herbert got hurt, and then Tyler Heineke
Yeah,
came
that's
in,
true.
and they could not get like anything going. There was just so many sacks, and it was
That did really slow down that offense without Herbert.
yeah. J.K. Dobbins was couldn't really get it going on the ground for them. That's been their bread and butter. So with him averaging 3 yards, it was a tough day at the office for them. When you can't do your thing, when you're like, we run the ball, and the Steelers like, nah, not here. Like, but that's what we do.
Not here, partner. You don't run the ball here.
Oh, yeah, it's in this lovely game. So the Buccaneers, I think this whole game gets summed up pretty well. Right around the start of the third drive, I think we were down 14-0 already. It was basically Denver had scored. We get the ball back 3-and-out. Score, 3-and-out. And then we get the ball this third time. And like, you just see them setting up for the first play. And it's like kind of silent in the stadium because it's so hot. The fans are shocked. You could feel the Bucs were shocked. And you just hear some dude like yelling, and it just goes, "Wake the fuck up!"
That's so good, dude. I love a good Florida man story. There's a Florida man out there like, hey, fucking football better, guys.
What the fuck are we doing, dude? And I think that's what every single Bucs fan was asking themselves throughout this entire game, man. What the actual fuck is going on here? So yeah, we can blame all the injuries, which I mean, there's plenty of them. We're definitely banged up, but goddamn, our offensive line was absolute trash this game, dude. They could not get Baker anytime, and then he immediately started feeling the pressure and just had played himself a shitty game because he was so discombobulated. We couldn't get anything going on the ground yet again. Bucky Irving with some decent runs. I think he's going to end up being the featured back on this offense because Rachaad White just can't do anything, dude. The dude's just like could not get anything going on the run game right now. Our offense is basically Chris Godwin. We basically just chuck him the ball all the time. Cade Otton got a couple and then fumbled the ball. Great job, Cade. just an absolute terrible day at the office, Corey.
Is Mike Evans just tie? Is he just tying up their best corner every time? So you're just going to your receiver too? Like what exactly is up with him?
I don't know what happened in this game. So either the Broncos secondary, which is a possibility because they've had a good defense, they must have just blanketed our secondary. I mean our receivers because, dude, apparently nobody was open. Like even when Baker would have time, you would see him just looking, and try to run, and Denver knew that was going to be his strategy, and they were happily there to just beat the living crap out of him anytime he tried that. So. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but our boys could not get open apparently. Well, he also just didn't have enough time to even look for anybody at some point in the game. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, your line doesn't seem great. It seems like they're kind of up in Mayfield's
Luke
face quite often.
He has a concussion, and that's making Cody Malk, the rookie from last year, play like absolute shit because he said he's dealing with this backup who this dude Stowell or whatever his name is. He's not good, Corey. He's really, really bad at football apparently, or blocking for that matter. So yeah, that's a struggle. And then Tristan Wirth got burnt a couple times too throughout the day. So it was just a rough day at the office in general for offensive line. Really, really sad.
Yeah.
And they can't even get the run game going either. So yeah, I would agree. There's something going on with the offensive line. Dude, Broncos offense was pretty legit. Like they did what they needed to. The rookie quarterback didn't make like terrible decisions, didn't do dumb shit. They had like one fumble. Other than that, we were pretty much just couldn't get anything going. And he had some nice passes, dude. There were like times where like the receiver would be barely turning around. The ball was right there on the money. Like he'd be throwing it. I'm like, who are you throwing it to? And boom, the guy would turn around. I'm like, oh shit, okay. It was a decent day for Bo Nix for sure. 216 on the day. Did get a touchdown, but he did get a rushing touchdown. So, yeah, good day for him. You have anything to say about the Broncos getting
I didn't actually see that game, so that's a bummer and also unexpected. But I guess maybe Bo Nix is going to be good, and maybe he's just slowly figuring it out.
Sure. Just wish he wouldn't have done it against the Bucs. It's a bummer. Anyway, the Packers are just continuing to do Packer stuff. I guess this team is just never bad. It doesn't matter who's at quarterback, who's doing what. They're always going to be good, apparently. So that's cool.
Well, yeah, okay. So Malik Willis is now the guy. Now that's fine. Just, of course he is. He's having a revenge game against his old team. You love to see it
against the Titans and had himself a day. Definitely had himself a day.
So, did DeAndre Hopkins get cut? I thought I saw that somewhere, but then I didn't really follow up with it, and it seems like
no, it does not, because he got 6 receptions and a touchdown.
But I think he got cut like after this game, or he didn't get cut, but like entered free agency. Let me look this up while we keep talking.
But anyway, Will Levis is having a tough season, dude. He's probably going to get benched soon because he's just giving up the ball a lot. Yeah, I think he had another fumble in this one. Yeah, he did. Got sacked a lot. I think he got sacked like 7 times this game. That was a tough day at the office for him, for sure. But yeah, the Packers continue to roll. You know, they got another. It's just a fully young team over there. Not a whole lot of like, household names or anything, but it's working out for them. Their defense is finally showing up and finally doing what all those early draft picks were meant for them to do.
I'm not seeing anything about DeAndre Hopkins getting cut, so I think that was
the meth I cooked earlier.
It might have been the meth I cooked earlier, but it was very delicious meth. So,
well, you gotta enjoy yourself. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Red Rifle himself goes off against the Raiders. Made this team look like a real team for the first time in a while. I don't think the Carolina Panthers have seen 36 points scored in quite some time. But yeah, Tuba Hubbard added to the chaos with 114 yards rushing. But Andy freaking Dalton, the Red Rifle himself, had himself a day. Over 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Dante Johnson.
2 of them to Adam Thielen, or just the one to Adam Thielen?
One to Adam Thielen, one to Dante Johnson, one to Tuba Hubbard. But yeah, Dante Johnson had himself a day, was running around out there, looking like a real receiver.
I think Thielen's out. He's on at least a week.
Oh, is he? Well, he had
that touchdown pass.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Whenever I saw that, I was like, that sucks, but that would also be the most epic way to retire. Like, you're just on this, like, brutally bad team, and then you have, like, this epic diving touchdown catch, and you hurt your shoulder on that play, and you're just like, I'm walking away from the game on a fucking touchdown. Like, you could tell my man is so frustrated with that team. Like, now that it's doing better, I'm sure he's maybe a little more interested in hanging around. But, like, I think he would have retired if anyone else had thrown him that ball.
That's so funny. Anyway, the Raiders, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Gardner Minshew looked a little obsolete in this game. They put in Aiden O'Connell, who didn't look terrible, but too little, too late. The Raiders fall victim. They lost to the fucking Panthers. That's a tough one for them. I say that, but the Bucs got to play them twice this year, so who knows what's going to happen.
It's so confusing trying to figure out who's good this year. Like, I guess
Yeah.
the Raiders are bad this year now. It's too early to tell. None of this matters.
And the Dolphins are like, dude, what? A real team? No, we don't play. Plus, they don't have Tua now, so there's
Yeah, they're
that
playing without
also.
Tua, so they're in
They
deep
rolled
waters.
out all the white bad quarterbacks they could find. They're like Skylar Thompson, like that's a gay name. Get out there for sure. Oh, you're terrible. All right, no worries. We'll go to the old reliable Tim Boyle. Now I've talked about this guy on this podcast before, Corey. I'm not done slandering this dude. I don't understand how he has a job in the NFL. Every time he comes on, it's when a franchise is just absolutely desperate. And they know that Tim Boyle cannot throw the football very well. They know this, Corey. They
But he
roll
still
him
got
out
a
there
job.
anyway because they're like, fuck it, dude. We're losing bad to the Seahawks. Just get Tim out there. Like, whatever.
Just see what you can do, my guy. And he's like, fuck, how do I keep ending up on the field? I thought I put up enough bad film that I could just get paid to hold the clipboard. I'm not going to do better than Skylar Thompson. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, he tried. He's like a third stringer on this team. He's like, fuck, I'm out here playing.
So tough.
But yeah, Geno Smith is looking decent. A couple of interceptions, but these things happen. DK Metcalf, real receiver, real guy.
Yeah, he's good at football and at picking up heavy things.
Yeah, dude's a specimen. Good for him. Noah Fant had a decent day too. The Seahawks in general are 3-0, Corey, and very quietly so. I don't think a lot of people have really talked about that, but they're legit.
Yeah, I think they're definitely It's interesting that they're still undefeated. Not many people in that club.
A lot of pass rushers over there apparently doing some fine work for the Seahawks. Anyway, a different game. Jared Goff pulls off the win here against the Cardinals. A much-needed win for the Detroit Lions after dropping the game to the Bucs last week. They get back in gear. This was like a little bit more of a blowout for a while, and then the Cardinals kind of brought it back, made it close. A controversial call where right at the 2-minute warning, they get the playoff, and Goff throws like an interception that would have been run back for a touchdown. But they call it back saying that no, it did hit the 2-minute mark. Go fuck yourselves, the Cardinals. The Cardinals are like, what? Oh my god. And yeah, Lions win this game.
Yeah, that. No notes.
And they win this game by not scoring a single point in the second half, Corey.
They're just like, no, we did it, bro. We're good. We're chilling. We don't got to score anything. What do you mean? More points?
Whatever.
You're fucking greedy. We have more than them. That's all you need.
I have nothing to say about that. It's like, whatever. Well, roll Motor City down, Campbell. Keep on getting them wins, boys. Oh, yeah. What do you have to say about your Cowboys? This was not much of a game for a while, and then the Cowboys scored a whole bunch of points in the last quarter.
So I've identified. So I noticed watching the New Orleans game. If you run to Trayvon Diggs' side, he's gonna throw his shoulder at you, and you can kind of just say no, and then you have a nice open lane. The Cowboys really just can't stop the run. We couldn't stop Alvin Kamara. We could not stop Derrick Henry. We couldn't stop Lamar Jackson. Like, at first I thought, oh, we're just bad at tackling big running backs. And then you see Lamar Jackson out there doing Lamar things. And it's like, oh, we just can't stop the run at all.
That's a bummer because run, not being able to stop the run really opens up everything else,
Yeah, and also apparently we can't tackle Nelson Aguilar. Like, I think that everybody just forgot how to tackle there for a while. My main task, like, Derrick Henry was literally making these guys like look like fucking kids, dude.
Dude, I saw one of those stiff arms. It was nasty on that 21.
It was like an 8th grader running through a field of 5th graders, like just embarrassing people. My primary mission, whenever I realized how bad this game was going, was to just not be a vibe killer, because like I was at a barbecue and I didn't want to be the dude like screaming at the TV. So I was like, all right, just keep your cool. It's fine. Just, make 5th grader jokes. It's going to be great. And then the Cowboys got real interested in actually winning, which was kind of cool. Kind of gave me a little bit of hope. I am a little bummed at CeeDee Lamb because I feel like he kind of gave up. And even whenever the momentum was shifting, he wasn't part of it because he was still just kind of moping. and like I don't know, he was moping, but everybody else kind of stepped up, and that's why it was close at the end there. Not our best game, but at least there was a little hope at the end there.
Well, that's good. What's going on with the run game, dude? Like, no one's getting the ball much. Ezekiel Elliott got it 3 times. Rico. Well, I guess this game got out of hand pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, we kind of had to go pass heavy, but also like, who of those guys is the guy? You know, we got a bunch of what would be, you know, a change of pace back on other teams, and we just have 3 of them. So we have no consistent go fuck them up guy, and we just have a bunch of, you know, see what you can make happen, like type dudes.
Yeah, tough times.
It's the run game is not great.
Run game is not dangerous, not great. But you know who does have a good run game? The Baltimore Ravens.
They sure do. I wonder if that's why our guys are so bad against the run, because in practice they're like, oh, we stopped this run easy. These guys are easy to tackle. And then they go against real running backs and like, this is way worse than practice. This isn't what we trade for? What the fuck?
Could be. LA Rams pull out a pretty crazy win against the 49ers. Last second drive by it's Matthew Stafford himself with pretty much nobody to throw it to. Cooper Kupp is out. Cooper Nakua is out. All the Kuas are out, and my man still pulls off a win. Pretty impressive. Tua Atwell, who's that guy?
they got some more. They got some more Hawaiians in there. They're like, hey man,
that's all the Rams allow at receiver. Like, do you have a kind of like Hawaiian type name? No. Okay, get out.
Hawaiian, bro. If you're Hawaiian, you can join our roster. We'll sign you.
Carryon Williams has been a good day. 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know.
Did you see Juwan Jennings? I think it was like the third receiver.
Dude, he had himself a day.
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns, 175.
175. Jesus, never even heard of this guy.
He was around last year doing some pretty cool stuff too. So yeah, he's good.
I feel like every time the 49ers get a receiver, they're like, this is our guy. This guy's really cool. Everyone's like, whoa, that guy's so cool. Then the next year, they're like, no, that guy fucking trash. This guy, this is our guy. He's really cool. Like, at first it was Debo, and everyone's like, yeah, Debo's the best receiver. And then now that they brought in
then they had Ayuk for a little while.
And Ayuk was the guy, and there was all that drama with him, and they're like, no, Debo can't be receiver number 1. It has to be Ayuk. And now Ayuk's also sucking, and they're like, this guy, this is our guy now. Like,
either way, Purdy had himself a decent day. Almost 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Just kind of got had by impressive Matthew Stafford last-minute drive, you know?
Yeah. There's only so much Ben can do against such reckless hate.
Big win for the Rams, dude. If they ended up at 0-3, it might be the season for them. So,
but that's 2 really good teams at 1-2.
I know, right? Crazy. The 49ers being 1-2 is bonkers. That's for sure. What is going on in the world? The Chiefs don't lose. That's what's happening in the world, Corey. They're still 3-0.
They managed to nibble this one out. It was looking close, though.
Dude, I'm an NFC South. You know, like any of my rivals to play, I'm like, please lose. But this game, I was like, please beat the Chiefs. Nobody could do it. It's not allowed.
It's not allowed. The refs will.
The refs, whatever. They're just not having it, dude.
But it's also crazy that they're doing this much with like, Jason Kelsey's not really doing much. They got Rice is definitely putting in some work, but I don't think he's even the leading receiver there. Oh no, he is the leading receiver. Okay. But like, we haven't seen
Rice is having himself a good season so far.
Yeah, but like, we haven't seen Kelsey at all this season. Pacheco got hurt. This dude, something Steele. Did you hear his story?
He has cool hair, dude. He has really cool hair.
He's cool hair, and he's got a pet crocodile.
What?
Yeah, they call him Crocodon D because he's from Florida apparently, and he has a pet crocodile. It was apparently his sister's wedding, and they were like watching the game at his sister's wedding.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. Decent day out of the boy. 72 yards rushing. Yeah, strong rookie. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just funny that the Chiefs have found yet another good player, like in deep rounds. That's great. It's really good. Hey, did the Jaguars know that there was a game last night?
Well, so you see what happened
Mm-hmm.
was so Trevor Lawrence,
Trevor.
he missed his alarm,
Oh.
and then by the time he woke up, he had to do his hair. And
Well, right, but like that's gonna take hours, and even though the game was in the evening time, like it was a rushed window, right?
yeah. So I think also you know, Josh Allen, he's just really handsome and he's just really good at football.
Right.
So I think like unless you have time, like even if you do get your hair done and you show up to the field on time and you're like ready to play, you're still gonna be a little flustered. And then Josh Allen is just gonna be there being handsome and just like winning games and stuff. So you got to be like ready
How?
since early if you want to beat him. You know.
Well, now we know. Now we know what went wrong with the Jaguars. Because yeah, I don't know if they didn't get the memo or what, but they got their fucking ass kicked in the first half. They basically were like, "Bills, you do whatever you want on offense. We don't care, dude." And like the Bills were like, "All right, bro.
Hey man, if you don't care, we're just gonna score like every time if that's cool.
If that's what we're doing." So yeah, they did. And Trevor Lawrence may or may not be a bust. The fucking Doug Peterson's seat hot, Corey. It's hot. It's caliente.
Uy, caliente la
And the
silla.
Bills are 3-0, dude. They don't care about anything. They're fucking rolling right now. They're fucking smashing teams. Josh Allen also with 4 touchdown passes. Good for him. Great day.
Do you still with that Bucks division? Do you still think the Bucks take the division?
Of course, you gotta believe in the boys. But
Because like now the Falcons and New Orleans are dangerous. Like what?
we need these people to like get off of these injuries though. Like all the boys
Mm-hmm.
are banged up. We need to stop that. No more injuries. Like stop that. People who are injured need to come off of injury, and no more new injuries.
So this game, I saw like an Instagram poll. It was like 6.5. It was like plus 6.5 for the Bengals, and I was like, oh, dude, for that, I would take Washington. Turns out I was fucking right, dude. Like
Yeah.
Washington out here, doing stuff. Turns out that rookie knows how to play football,
I
and
think he also threw his first touchdowns this week, right?
uh, he had
Rushed for
two,
one
so
too.
maybe.
He also
But
rushed for
like,
1, 3 touchdowns total. McLaurin
and
woke up.
it's also early season. The Bengals they hibernate. Like they don't do anything until the later games of the season, and then they're going to sneak into the playoffs and be dangerous. This is
Hmm.
still they're like, oh fuck, we're playing football. Oh dude, no way. All right, I guess we could play some football. Like they
What
don't.
did Joey B is a millionaire. He's like, dude, I don't want to, you know, play football right now. Like my house is way funner. Like, can we do this in October? Send you guys an email. We'll meet up in
Yeah, I'll
October.
show
We'll
up
do the whole
later,
thing.
man. I don't
Like
want
my
to play
hair,
right
dude, it
now.
looks crazy right now. Like I don't really want to be out.
I'm doing my best to dress like a lesbian. Can you guys not make it weird?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, Jaden Daniels is kicking some ass, dude. Scary Terry had himself a day after being pretty quiet for most of the year. Just stay quiet. And Jaden Daniels was like, "Oh yeah, do you want the ball?" He's like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And so they did that, and it was really good for them.
Mhm. As much as like,
Joey Burrow did his thing. We can't give him too much shit. 324 yards, 3 touchdowns. He tried.
but I'm just saying this has
What's going on with
been
this Bengals defense?
that's just what happens with the Bengals every year though. They start
Yeah.
terrible and then they just sneak into the playoffs. People are like, holy shit, who let the Bengals here? Like they
And then like in the AFC Championship game, he's like, "What? It's them against the Chiefs again? What?"
what? This can't keep happening. He can't keep getting away with this.
But yeah, Jamar Chase was had himself a good day back. Not enough though, because apparently his Bengals defense just doesn't know how to play football very well.
Mm.
Austin Eckler, dude. All right, so you want to hear something funny before we leave you, Sports by Compian fans? Which, by the way, you should like and subscribe to our content because we're gonna pump out the stuff and it's great. Anyway, dude, I drafted this guy first overall in my rugby league last year. Gets injured, does absolutely nothing for me. I'm like, great, thanks, Austin. Whatever. this year I'm like sitting in the round, 6th round or something, and like it's a 12-man league, so it's very deep. It was probably even deeper in there, and Austin pops up. I'm like, sure, let me draft him. Why not? Dude, he's been solid. He's been like really helping with tons of other injuries going on. And then my man scores a touchdown and then gets a concussion like the next play. I'm like, oh damn, Austin, it was going so well, dude.
It was nice while it lasted, guy.
It was a good little ride there for Austin.
Dude,
But yeah, he is probably a concussion protocol. Hope he's okay.
in like the final round of the one league I'm in this year. In the final round, I'm like, all right, I need another running back. I'm looking through, no one really impresses me. And then I see Nick Chubb on like injury reserve. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's an investment. I'll take him. And he's still on injury reserve. But whenever he
Yeah,
comes back, Nick Chubb's gonna be the guy, Steven.
I
Mark
should
my
have
words.
drafted him, but yes, yeah, I have like most of my bench in that one league is like all injury reserve, injured dudes. I'm like, someone needs to play, guys.
Somebody fucking suck it up.
You guys are all like coming back like week 7. Like, dude, someone needs to beat the window here. Of course, my new first overall draft pick, Christian McCaffrey, immediately just dude, like I'm out for the year.
I'm out, dude. Listen.
What? Drafted by the Straw Hats. I'm injured.
Somebody there's a picture of this dude's roster, and he drafted like everybody who's hurt. Like he took
Man.
Christian McCaffrey, he took that tight end from the Browns who's coming back this week. He had like Cooper Kupp, he had Puka Nacua, like pretty much everybody who's hurt, he drafted him.
Nice.
It's out there on the interwebs. I'm sure you can find it.
Anyway, Sports for the Compian fans, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. You know, Corey appreciates you. He sends me emails sometimes about how much he appreciates you. He's like, those Sports by Compian fans, they're my paper. I've heard you say that, Corey.
One day you might even get to see my face again.
Maybe. We do miss it because it was very handsome. Anyway, well, Sports for the Compian, more